This is one of the worst human rights crises of our time, and I believe the evidence is clear as it is sobering. It includes satellite imagery, survivor testimony, official documentation and indeed leaks from the Chinese government itself, credible open source reporting including from Human Rights Watch and Amnesty International, visits by British diplomats to the region that have corroborated other reports about the targeting of specific ethnic groups. And Mr. Speaker, in sum, the evidence points to a highly disturbing programme of repression. Expressions of religion have been criminalised, Uighur language and culture discriminated against on a systematic scale. There is widespread use of forced labour, women forcibly sterilised, children separated from their parents, an entire population subject to surveillance, including collection of DNA, use of facial recognition software and so-called predictive policing algorithms. China is an important partner in tackling global challenges like climate change. We pursue a constructive dialogue where that proves possible. But we will always stand up for our values, and in the face of evidence of such serious human rights violations, we will not look the other way. The suffering of the Uighur Muslims in Xinjiang cannot be ignored. Human rights violations on this scale cannot be ignored. I am designating 4 senior individuals responsible for the violations that have taken place and persist against the Uighur Muslims in Xinjiang. Alongside these individuals, we are also designating the Public Security Bureau of the Xinjiang Production and Construction Corps. That's the organisation, Mr. Speaker, responsible for enforcing the repressive security policies across many areas of Xinjiang. The sanctions involve travel bans and asset freezes against the individuals and asset freeze against the entity we're designating. The individuals are barred from entering the UK. Any assets found in the UK will be frozen.
We have taken decisive actions against responsible for serious human rights violations and abuses in 6 countries. The sanctions that the Council adopted today concern 11 individuals and 4 entities from China, North Korea, Libya, South Sudan, Eritrea and Russia.
Thank you. And now, Ricard, you have the floor.
This package includes 4 individuals and 1 entity from China, who have had an active role in the design and implementation of the Chinese policies in Xinjiang. We were made aware during the meeting that China has retaliated to those sanctions and rather than change its policies and address our legitimate concerns, China has again turned a blind eye, and these measures are regrettable and unacceptable. We took stock of the situation in the country, which sadly continues to deteriorate dramatically following the military coup. There are more than 250 people killed. 250 people killed by the army using armed wars against the demonstrators. We have imposed sanctions against 11 individuals responsible for the ongoing repression. Under the updated sanction regime, we can also now sanctions on economic entities owned or controlled by the military, as well as those that generate revenues to them. This will be done soon.
And I give the floor to Maria Psara. You have the floor.
It's clear that Russia has taken a confrontational stance towards the European Union. The authorities' violation of human rights and international law, both on Russian territory and Chechnya, for example, as we have sanctioned today, as well as beyond its borders, are increasing. The Russian authorities have shown unwillingness to engage on addressing these issues. Russia is drifting towards an authoritarian state and away from Europe, and Europe must draw the consequences of that.